Good morning. Or not morning. Who knows? Who really knows what time it is? Some people would even say that 9 o'clock, whatever time this is here, where I'm at, is not quite morning. People are up at like 6 a.m. doing stuff. I am too. Oh my gosh, by the way, welcome to the show. It's another show where I am solo. And everybody that just started watching this got really disappointed because everyone really tunes in to see Scotty D. We all know that, but he's feeling unwell today. He might be in the chat, who knows? But he's feeling unwell. So we'll let that sink in. By the way, we've got some merch. That's not true. I bought that on my own with Vistaprint with just the logo. It's one of the coolest mugs ever. Like, I genuinely like this mug, so I have it forward and reverse. So if I do live streams where the front-facing camera flips it anyways, that's how it worked. It's kind of fun to do it that way. If you're watching after the fact, welcome. A lot of people actually are watching this show after the fact. Funny thing, my own mother, I said, "Hey, do you watch the show?" She goes, I can't catch it live because it's too early." And I'm like, it's 7 p.m. your time. And she's like, "Oh, I had no idea." Because, I was always going live at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which was like 10 p.m. But anyways, welcome to the show. If you're just popping on, come to the chat, say hello. It is October 25th, and it's Friday, which means, dang it, I think my milk expires today. Hate when the milk expires. I don't know what that means. When the date says the 25th, does that mean you stop drinking it that day? Does that mean you still have another week? And then when you smell it, it doesn't even, I don't know what milk is supposed to smell like. It always smells terrible when you smell it out of the thing. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I got some fun stuff to talk about today. Why am I even doing the show? What's the point? What's the point of a show like this? Well, it's just for fun. We're having a good time. It's motivating for me. I like doing it. It's something about, I'm like I said, I'm in the habit of, I'm going to the gym every day. I'm just trying to create better habits. And I think that when you do things regularly, that it's good for your brain. So thank you for participating in something that helps my brain. That's all I'm going to say. What do you guys think in the chat? If anybody's in the chat, about milk and when, I'm going to write something here. Hello. There we go. That's me. But when milk goes bad, this is such a riveting conversation piece. How do you know? Like, what's the process of it? Like, here's the thing. We're buying milk for the coffee mainly. We used to buy it because I ate cereal, but I stopped eating cereal. But I would go through milk so much more when I ate cereal. So now it's just like we don't know what size to get. It's riveting morning conversation. It gets better, I promise. Yeah, so it's also Pants Off Friday. I'm not wearing any pants. I'm not going to show you, but it's Comfy Friday. Although this weekend is packed for me. It's jam-packed. I have 2 gigs today, like back-to-back. So I go out and I play a gig from 3:30 to 6 in the city of Brisbane. And then I have to drive. This is going to be insane. I have to leave that gig like as soon as possible, and I drive about 30 minutes, and I have to start playing at 7 p.m. At another place. So it's gonna be packed. It's gonna be a tight squeeze there. And then another gig tomorrow, and then another gig on Sunday. Wait, yeah, sweet, packed out. Hip hoop hooray! Watching in the cat. Yeah, I like that. The dog was crying for you again. So I didn't start at 9. I'm just going to start at 9:15 from now on just because of that fact. Where is he? Whiskey! That's why everyone really tunes in to see Whiskey. But we'll go over some of the segments in a little bit. Has Whiskey stopped crying yet? That's exactly right. Whiskey. Come here, bud. I don't know where he is, but I'm sure he's all right. I'm sure he's fine. as long as the front door is shut. I guess that's all right. Oh, there he is. He's here. Star of the show. Not Siri. Vin's vlogs. Yeah, he's well trained. He likes to sit there. I think we should almost give him like a little director's chair or something that he could just sit there. So it's gonna be a packed out weekend. However, I have been doing. If you miss hearing me play, I have been doing live streams on D Live. So if you go over to D Live and you go over to, I created a channel called D Listen. I have 107 followers, which is pretty cool. And so this was from last night. Let's see. I played a bunch of 80s covers and looping. I don't know. Holding me in her arms late at night. You know, I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Look at all these Danny Blacks right here. Oh, I love it. All right. So if you ever want to go listen to D-Listen over on D-Live, it's pretty easy. You just go dlive.tv/D-Listen. I believe that's how you do it. Let's see if that works. D-Listen. Yeah, that'll take you there. And then there's replays at the bottom. They last for about 7 days. And yeah, you see replays. I even do some stuff here. It's kind of fun. I've been doing that on Tuesday evenings and Thursday evenings, and then sometimes Saturday morning, afternoonish. Basically, while my wife is doing trapeze, so she doesn't have to sit here and listen to it. So that's that. Yeah. Anyway, so if you ever want to do that and come over and listen to some chilled out music, don't request horses. I'm actually going to. They have this thing called Lino. All right, I don't want to get into it too much, but it's like for 100 Lino donation, it's like $1.20. So people will be throwing out Lino left and right, but I'm gonna have this like pricing sheet soon. It's like if you want horses, it's like 10,000 Lino. Like, I'm sorry, like $100. I don't want to do horses. I don't want to do horses anymore. Why do you hate it so much? I don't know. How does it sound from the cat, by the way? I had a revelation recently. I'm learning, the Australian language as I do while I live out here. I realized I learned something like, okay, they call trucks utes, right? And, I never thought why until somebody was like, it was Jasper, and he was riding in the car, and he said something about, he was saying, he goes utility, but he goes utility, and I was like, he stopped at the ute part and then finished it. I'm like, wait, that's why they call it utes. He didn't even know either, but he just said it on accident, and it was just funny to me. I'm like, that's why they call them utes, because they're utility vehicles, and then you just call them utes. That's so interesting. So I like that word a lot more now that I know the backstory. At least I think that's what the backstory is. I'm just gonna say that's what the backstory is. So hopefully Scotty D is better, and I think next week I look at my schedule. Yeah, next week I'm gonna be doing this again. So it should be all right. Maybe he'll join in. Seems like him and Mark will pop in on Tuesday for sure, and then he'll be on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is the plan, but you never know. For Halloween, I'm gonna get a bunch of scary videos, and we're gonna watch them and react to them. So, like scary videos, like go on to YouTube and find haunted, like people exploring and they see haunted stuff, and it's scary. I genuinely like they see like ghosts, and it'll be fun to like watch those with you and then kind of dissect and be like, no, that could be this, that could be that. It'll be fun. Yeah. The other thing that I've noticed here, I was watching the news, and I noticed that oooooooo, right? Uluru closing the climb. So let me see if I can get this a little bit better. Yeah, no. Yeah, so apparently they stopped the climbers from climbing it. That just froze anyways. And it's like we went there one time and we did the walk around, and I think that they closed it. Like it's such a weird thing. If you don't know what Uluru is, let me see if I can just pull it up here. Get a picture for you. Uluru. It's this guy right here. Okay. So the rock in the middle of Australia. I've made a vlog about it. And it was, yeah, it was cool. When we got there, so it's sacred to the indigenous people. And they don't allow you to climb it, but they can't stop you from climbing it. That's kind of the way that it goes. So there's chains to climb it, and people have done it like over and over and over again. So it's not like it hasn't been done. When we got there, and by the way, this is what it looks like. Like people were crazily crowding it, like insanely, because it was like the last day before it closed. So it was actually worse than that. It was like, I saw a picture and it was like huge line. It was like that picture of Everest, where it was just backed up and people were just climbing it like crazy because it's the last time you could do it. It's a weird situation that they don't like, that I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. I think that them saying that they're closing it, that was probably a dumb thing, just because it made way more people come up and do that. So, yeah, I don't know. I wanted to climb it when I got there. The tour guide that we had made it clear, like, listen, can't stop you from climbing it, but it's very disrespectful to the land and to the indigenous people and stuff. And so, I mean, we couldn't climb it because I think it was like the weather. I mean, it was a beautiful day, so I don't understand why. I think they can just say that, oh, it's this windy up there, so we have to close it today. So we just went with it. We're just like, okay, let's close. I guess that takes the pressure off of having that moral decision of should we climb it or not climb it. And I think when we first set out to go there, we were like, well, let's climb it for sure. Yeah, so we didn't. We just walked around it, which was still good. No problem with that. Yeah, but yeah, we did feel like, we shouldn't do it. So there's that. If you're watching live, maybe let me know in the chat, unless you're driving and the cat. And don't be texting and driving. A lot of people actually listen to this while they're driving. But before we go into the next topic, maybe we should read the comments from the last video. Reading the comments from the last video. There we go. That was such a beautiful intro. I like that one. So this time, let's just recap here. Okay, when we first started this segment 2 days ago, we got one comment on our video. And by the way, you can check out all of our videos. All these Not So Morning Show videos are on. When you subscribe, you'll see them in your subscription area. It's free to subscribe, obviously. This is YouTube. And if you, after 24 hours before we start the next show, I unlist it. However, I put it in a playlist where you can watch it. So if you go to youtube.com/X here, wherever you're watching this right now, you look in playlists, you'll see Not So Morning Show, and you can recap it. This might not be a forever thing. It's just how I do it for now. And so 2 days ago, we had one comment. Yesterday, we had 2 comments. I'm going to have to start that over again. Because 2 days ago, that's when we did the segment. So the video, yeah, that's really confusing. So 2 days ago when we did the segment, we had one comment to look at. Yesterday, we had 2 comments to look at. And then today, from yesterday's video, we have 5 5. Oh, you can't read that. I need a Sharpie. 5 comments. So if you're watching after the fact, or even if you're watching now and you want your comment to be featured, all you have to do is write a comment after the fact. And so let's have a look at some of these. Micah, good friend Micah Nichols. Wow, I'm trying to remember what was his, Micah, what was your, Nick Fam TV, that's right. I was like, what was his channel before that? Well done improving the shirt fitting better, my friend. So yeah, I talked about how I've been going to the gym, and like even this shirt, I would never wear it. Like over the last, probably since New Year's until like now, I wouldn't wear it because it wouldn't fit. So that's when you're trying to work out, you're losing weight. Sometimes the scale isn't the best motivator because, muscle weighs more than fat, and it's harder, especially out in Australia, because everything's in kilograms. So it doesn't look like you're losing as much because pounds are like 2.2 to 1. So anyways, when you are fitting better in your shirts and stuff like that, that's definitely a motivator to feel like it's working. Even if you watched the video I recently did, let's see if I can pull it up. The motivation video. All right. I was editing this video. Let me see if I can get it here. So here's the motivation video after the ads. Hold on. I want it all. So, doesn't look, I mean, this was 3 weeks ago, I swear, something like that. Welcome to another vlog on this channel. Let me skip ahead, but you can see in my vlogs quite a lot. Yeah, even my face.
That's a good thing. Even
Jay makes a lot of videos, and his channel is doing great. He's doing what he wants to with it, and I just want to get in his head and pick. Okay, if you could watch that, if you want to go to youtube.com/where's Danny Black. But like, yeah, even that, like you could see a big difference, which is very encouraging. Like, so as I was editing this 3 weeks later, I was like, wow, it's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, thank you, Micah, for the encouragement. I do appreciate that. Yeah. Also, I watch these streams over after the fact, and it's funny. I'm trying to get better as a solo host because apparently that's going to be something I have to do every now and then. But one thing that I find that's funny is at the time when I'm doing this, I feel like, oh, don't want any dead time. Don't, or it's like, it's been 3 seconds since I've spoken, and it feels like for me on the show, and it's like 8 minutes. But when I watch it back, I'm like, oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was. So, yeah. So the next comment we got was Josh Walker Vlogs. So he was on yesterday. He popped on at the very end, but he's in Texas, and he says he's got really crap internet. And so we were joking because he sounded like a robot. He was like, so he said, wow, I was really a robot. Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it. I'll make sure the connection is better next time. He's a cool dude. I just stumbled upon him. I can't remember why we met exactly, but I like his channel. And having said that, I do know as a creator, when people start to notice and enjoy, it feels like there's a little bit more pressure put on you to create something like better and better and better. I get that. Don't feel that pressure. Just keep doing what you're doing and making the things you want to make, and your fans will enjoy it. So make sure you check out Josh Walker Vlogs. Okay, the next one was Scott Donnelly. Scotty D, who's not well today. He said, dude, the drops are so funny because yesterday when we talked about his other channel, podcast channel that was called Hey We're Talking, and he just went off on the drops where he pressed the buttons and like sound bites went off. And so he said, dude, the drops are so funny, but he hasn't done them on these streams. So, and then Mark Ensby, who sometimes pops on here as well. This is a reference to the drops. I think that was one of the drops. Who's making the coffee? Something like that. No, it's I'm making the coffee. That's right. And then Walker, who was in the chat here a second ago, he liked the hey fatty drop. So people like the drops, Scotty D, in moderation, right? Just like everything. So there we go. That was reading the comments. So if you're watching this after the fact, make sure you write a comment and we'll feature it in Monday's show because it's happening. I don't know if this is a regular thing. This is just something I like doing. I'm gonna do it even if 6 people are watching. So anything that you guys have planned out for the weekend that seems fun? Yeah, just for me, it's just gonna be gigging. So your weekend is my Monday. I start working today, and yeah, then I stop on Sunday sometimes Monday, sometimes Tuesday. Really depends. Derek Tance, Derek, what are you doing? Maybe I should get Derek on here. I made a joke of that yesterday, and I want Derek on the show. Derek, I know you're a busy guy, so no pressure. Anytime you are ready, you let me know. I love watching. If you go to Derek Tant's channel, I love your vlogs, man. Jelly Duck, what's up, man? How are you doing? Yep, just read the comments and make sure you write something afterwards, and we'll feature it on Monday. Derek, when you do, I don't know. I'm envious of you. Like, I watch you just sit there with your laptop, and you can just have the longest conversation with yourself, in a manner of speaking. And I will sit there, and even if I'm like, I'll drive, like it's not, visually you have to watch it, but I'll have it on like almost as a podcast. Like, I love just hearing you talk, and it's such a chilled out manner. I don't know. I love it. So keep doing those, please. And good morning to you, Jelly Duck. It's really early in the morning, I believe. It's like 2 a.m. Isn't that right? I can't remember exactly that time zone in Kuwait. I do love that this reaches the worldwide web. So happy Halloween. That doesn't happen until 31st. So that'll be spooktacular. Good. Wait, not so spooky show. Maybe that's what we'll call it. Got my Halloween costume and everything. Whiskey's so excited about it, as you can tell. All right, you continue your chillful ways, man. And if you're ever free on one of these times that I'm doing this, I want you in. I want to get you on the show. So one thing, man, I really wish I had people to talk to live on air with this too, because I really want to talk about the Edward Snowden interview on Joe Rogan. I don't know if anybody's seen it. Edward Snowden is the guy that kind of blew the whistle on all the tech spying stuff. Like, he worked in the government and hacked it and saw all this stuff. And he's like in Russia currently. Like, the U.S. canceled his passport, so he's in Russia, not necessarily in hiding, but he can't go anywhere. He's kind of stuck there, and he's talking all about it. And even things like, he was talking about aliens. Like, he said he searched and scoured all the stuff that he hacked to find out if there were aliens. And he said, he's like, he wishes it was true, but he said from what he's looked at, he hasn't seen anything that he could find evidence for them being like hidden from us, from the government, with the government. But so it was all interesting. If you check that out, I don't know what's going to happen to the dude. The way he talks, he's so good at, he's very articulate, and he says things, he talks about how, like, he did all this for the good of people. Like, he felt like he was doing the right thing, even though it kind of just screwed up his life. So that was an interesting podcast, Joe Rogan. I liked it. I'm still watching it. There's a lot to take in and watch, so I'm kind of watching it as I go. But yeah, anybody working on anything this weekend? I'd love to know what you're working on. What I'm working on, well, I got so this wall behind me. I got this like wallpaper. Okay, it's like brick. It's like vinyl-y. It's kind of like a backdrop, and it wasn't cheap. So it's the good stuff, but I'm mad at myself because I did the calculations all wrong. I asked Emma to to measure the wall when I was out at Bunnings, which is like a Home Depot hardware store. And they were like, which I did the math. Like she said it was this versus this. It was like 2.3 versus 3.6 or something. And so I calculated it up, you times it, and then that's the square meter, whatever. And this one said it was 5 something square meters. And then when I calculated it up, it was like 8. And for some reason in my head, I was like, oh, I don't need 2 of them. Idiot. So I had to try get more of this stuff to fill that wall. So I'm going to do the wall. I think it's going to be cool. I'm going to do the wall behind me. And okay, wait, I'll check out that link here in a second. Yeah, I think it'll be cool. So a little brick background, that those lights that you kind of see will still be hitting it. I'll probably, hang some stuff up as well to make it less just like a room that hasn't been, decorated and stuff. The wall I'm looking at currently, and you can see it in the thumbnail, is just littered with crap from travels. So I have my Australia map, I have my America map, and I have the lines where I've driven and even sailed, and then all the postcards that I've collected over time. And then I have a huge Will Smith poster that I'm going to take it down. I bought it because it was a charity thing, and I thought it was kind of funny, but I didn't know where to put it, so I put it up there, and it's kind of funny. But it's so out because I'm not obsessed with Will Smith, so I don't know. It kind of looks like I am. It's funny. Less than a minute long. Okay, let's check out Derek's video here. Let's see what he's got. Let me see if.
What I learned later is when you make a website for your videos
or
for your work or whatever.
Squarespace. Get rid of this music here. Skip ad.
So Melissa,
I've seen this. This is great.
And Garrett and I,
and give you a thumbs
we did
up
something
right
pretty horrible. Pretty good. Hiya, Charlie.
It's so pretty.
Meet the artists. This is Garrett.
Hello.
Melissa is not available and won't be. Garrett, what did you do on Pennywise here?
I did the hair.
You did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. I did that.
I love it, Derek. Thanks for sending that link in. That's cool. Cool stuff. Yeah, creepy. Yeah. Yeah, check out Derek. Derek, you're I love your voice. I don't know why. I remember we used to joke that it was like Quagmire. Emma used to say that your voice sounded like Quagmire a lot because you'd have this especially on that show. You just have you do stuff. Your man, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. So this stuff I'm gonna work on today. I'm gonna do. I don't even know how. I'm nervous about it, to be honest, because I know people are getting, especially my wife. She's gonna be like, "You're gonna screw that up somehow," because you're gonna have you have to put it up, and they have a video that shows how to do it. They make it look so stupidly easy, but you have to line the bricks up somehow to make them look like they're connecting. So I'm just gonna hang it up and kind of pin it to the top so I can see it. So, all right, let's see some questions here. I just want to know, is it worth it to use an Osmo Pocket? That is a great question. I don't have one. I love the GoPro Hero 7, and that hyper smooth that does it for me. So I don't feel like I need to do that, or need to get the Osmo Pocket. I'm also because it's got a gimbal that moves and stuff, I feel like I'd break it. So I would like to ask, especially if there's people in here watching after the fact too, the GoPro Hero 8 is coming out. I know it's out now, but there was an embargo on it in Australia until I think next week, the 28th, or I think it's the 27th or 28th. So I could pick one up Monday or Tuesday, but I I have a friend that works at a place that can get me a good discount, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd literally be getting it to make content about it, and not necessarily. I probably wouldn't need it. Like I've thought about, do I need another GoPro? Then I also look at the GoPro Hero Max, and that looks pretty cool. Like the 360 stuff that you could do, more on the mobile and on the go, like despite the Fusion, which is a pain in the butt to kind of put together. It works. We talked about that yesterday a little bit, but yeah, I don't know if I should get it or not. Like I had a plan. I was like, I could buy it and I'd do a live stream climbing the Story Bridge in 1080p, because apparently with GoPro you could stream in 1080p. The other GoPro is 720. And funny enough, like on this channel right here, right? Like none of my videos are usually like evergreen or clickable content after the fact. It's just, it's you know, you see the thumbnail and you watch it live, or probably within a couple days, and then you never see it again. But I did a live stream with the Hero 7 on this channel, and a lot of people tuned in. Like they watched it after the fact because they wanted to see what the quality was like. So I thought maybe that'd be cool to do that with the Hero 8 and 1080, climbing the Story Bridge, you know, like on the helmet, so you see exactly like the full experience. I think that would be cool. I love the idea of that. So I'm not sure, but if that's just more things to buy, and I need to sell some of the gear I have already just because I don't use it. So that's the tough part about gear, I will say, is it's too easy to have it and not use it, especially because you feel overwhelmed. You have the gear, you feel like you should use it, but you know, and then when you don't have it, you're wanting to use it for that. Like, I don't know if you see this, so there's a camera, this thing right here. Okay. That's my old camera right here. And that's the microphone that I typically use going out, but I just have it set on the old camera. The old camera still works. It's still great. It's just it's HD. That's it. And then, this thing right here, I bought it on Amazon, and it plugs in to like a USB, and it's on a mirror, and it spins. And I thought it'd be cool to do some product shots, you know, put a product on it, and then like have like a shot where it comes in and speeds up and does all this stuff. So I bought it for that reason, but I've never used it. And I don't know why I haven't used it. Just maybe because I think I could, I don't know. I will someday, maybe 2020, I'll use it. That's for sure. 2020. Speaking of 2020, actually, I'll answer your question first, Jelly Duck. Is this Rode mic? This right here is not. This is a Shure SM7B. Now, the mic that I use for my camera that I was looking at over here, that's actually a special Sony microphone. It's like a hot shoe mic. I love it. It's one of the best mics. Like I have so many Rode mics, I'm selling those as well. But the one that's the hot shoe mic, I love it just because it hooks into my Sony on top. By the way, what you're looking at, this is my Sony camera, hooked in through all this stuff. And someday I'll do a video on my live stream setup. Shout out to Xander Round because he just did one on his. And yeah, so the microphone, it just uses the electronics in there, so you don't need a separate battery. And it also, when it's in, it's on, so you don't have to plug it in on the side or whatever. It's just ready to go. And it always sounds so good. Like sometimes I feel like it's a voiceover because it's so perfect. What's up, brother? Josh Walker Bands. I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan. That episode with the pilot about the UFO was great. Yes, it was. Yeah, definitely want to check out the Snowden episodes. Yeah, check those out. I wonder about those kind of episodes too, because it's like you'd think that, you know, YouTube would, or like the government or something, somehow they'd want to shut that down. They wouldn't want people to see it, and especially nowadays when they can be hiding that stuff. You know, apparently like Steven Crowder and some of these other political people are going after YouTube for being able to hide things. So interesting stuff. That's that would have been a great segment for Danny's rant, or there I said it. You know, the
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
that would have been perfect for that. I got to be ready for those next time. Jelly Duck, are you using Sony camera on your PC? Yes. So I have my Sony A6500 with a lens that's a 10 to 18, so I get that super wide angle without too much warp. Actually, there's like barely any warp. So really good wide angle, and then it goes up to 18 millimeters. Very kind of an expensive lens, not the most expensive lens. Oh, we'll talk about aliens here in a second. But yeah, so I have it going through into a what is the thing called? I can't see it. Camlink, that's what it is. It's a Camlink HD Camlink. Not super cheap either. I think it's like 80, 90 bucks or something like that. So HDMI into the camera, into the computer, and that's how you do it. So I'll do a whole video. I'm saving a lot. Like I said, 2020. I'm so pumped for 2020 on my big channel. I don't know what's gonna happen with this morning show, because you know the whole point is 20 days on, 20 days completely off social media. However, if you were to be on a show, well, maybe I'll just get some guest hosts, or you know, maybe that's when Scotty D takes over for 20 days. So we'll see. But yeah, I'll do a lot of that stuff there. So, do you believe in aliens? That's a really good question, Josh Walker. It's a tricky one too, because at some level I want to believe that there's something there, like, but honestly too, like let's just say, not to get too religious and weird, but like anybody who would say that they're like religious should believe in aliens, because everything that they everything that they believe in is basically alien in a sense, like, you know, like angels and demons, and like it's just kind of like the same concept, but you know, flipped around. Like, you get what I'm saying. So it's funny that you'd see people that believe in beings. I'm not saying I don't believe or I do believe. Let's not get into that topic, but I'm just saying that it's funny that people could believe in something like that but then not believe in other things. X-Files theme song. But I believe I'm really good at, like, I watch those shows, like the I subscribe to Secure Team, and you know, even when Joe Rogan talks about aliens and talks to, you know, the guy that was that worked at Area 51, can't remember his name off the top of my head. I watched that whole video series. I bought another video on iTunes that was so good. I can't remember. I have to think about this topic a little bit more and be ready for it. But I'm trying to remember his name though. So I love all that stuff. I love watching it. Although I watch sometimes and I'm like, you know, that could be explained by this and that. But on the cruise ship, over the last year, see, it was like January or something, I saw something in the sky that looked odd. And the reason it looked odd is I swear it was like, and we were like in the ocean, and it was behind the clouds, but kind of in the clouds. And it looked like if you watch like an Avengers movie or something, and there was like a huge ship that was like cloaked, because you could see like there was almost like a straight line and then like 90-degree angle line, and it was like shiny, like a metallic shiny thing. And so it looked like something was definitely up there, and I watched it for a while. I even got it on video. I didn't do anything with it because I kept watching it, and then I was like, I mean, there could be something up there that's like in the atmosphere that's you know, kind of shiny, watery, vapory kind of cloud, and the sun's just hitting it just right. So I didn't do anything with it, but I you know, it caught me by surprise, and I'd even tell people that I was like, hey, did you see that thing? Or look at that thing, and they'd all be like, whoa, what is that? That's crazy. Like, that's the thing to me is I've seen a lot. And whenever I see stuff out of the ordinary, I'm good at picking that up and being like, that's really weird. And Another time on a cruise ship, me and 3 other guys, like it was like late night, and I forget what it was. I went online and I saw, there's a supermoon, and so I got out and past a room where some other guys were playing video games, and I was like, hey, you want to go check out the supermoon? So we went out to the front. We were just laying down, looking up, and then we saw this thing going across the sky that, you know, it was too fast for a satellite and too bright, and too obviously too fast for a plane. But as far as a comet or a shooting star, it didn't leave a trail, and it was way faster than that too. So it was like it went across, and we were like, hey, look at that. And then also went choom. And it was odd enough for us to be like, hey, we just saw a UFO. You know, I mean, it's unidentified or whatever, but it didn't look normal. It was very weird. But then at the same time, it's funny that could be a life-changing experience, but we just all go to, you know, our daily lives. It's like, all right, what's next? Let's do this. Oh, there's the supermoon. Cool. It's just so funny how you could just easily write that off, because you can't explain it. You can't talk to anyone about it necessarily, because what are you going to say? And then, you know, they'll be like, oh, he's probably a shooting star. And then, yeah, another time though, one time that's easily explained, flying in a plane. I got this on video once, and I was recording outside the plane, and there's these lights that I didn't see with my eyes, but I saw it as I was editing it, and these lights were there, and they were like a triangle, and then they like did this, like they formed and they did this other thing, and I was like what the heck? But I was easily like, it was so odd that I was about ready to send it in to some of my favorite YouTubers to kind of analyze it. But as I kind of looked at it more and more, I realized it was like the reflection from a light, either coming from inside or outside, because you know how they have the 2 windows, that somehow it was making that 3 light thing. Because I was able to kind of detect, like, okay, if I moved it this way, then it turned. It was, yeah. Anyways, I like to believe in it. I like to believe that there's something like that. You said that pilot that was on, I watched that. It's tricky. I love the thought that whole thing could be a big publicity stunt from Tic Tac, because they're all like, oh, it's a Tic Tac shaped, you know, alien thing. I want Tic Tacs to be like, yeah, get our new Tic Tac, alien Tic Tac. I don't know. It's very funny. So that's all I have to say about that.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
There you go. There, I said it. One thing I did see too, in the news, technology-wise, is next year apparently Apple's coming out with something that's absolutely like another groundbreaking thing that's been done before, but they're going to do it better. And that's some glasses that don't look as stupid as Google Glass. Interesting that they're coming out with this 2020, because, you know, 2020 is like 2020 vision. That's pretty smart. I was looking at getting laser eye surgery possibly this year or next year, and now I'm like, well, if I'm gonna need glasses, maybe I should wait and see what this has to offer, because apparently it's not gonna be like, you know, you got the camera and it's gonna like have this thing right here and you have to look right there in the corner. It's gonna be something with AR, augmented reality. And if you know what augmented reality is, with the newest phones and stuff, you know, you can have something sit on your desk without something actually being there, and you can move around it and it actually will follow it. So I think that would be pretty cool. Microsoft Surface Neo is coming out in 2020. I'll have to check that out. I haven't been into the Microsoft stuff too much. I've seen some of the, you know, when people do product reviews and they're like, yeah, it's cool, it's whatever. It's all irrelevant to me because I use a Mac, and not because I'm, you know, stuck using a Mac. It's just because it works for me and I'm happy. So no reason to change. And that's a huge, at this point in time, like that's the thing, even with going Samsung and all that stuff, you live in your ecosystem. You know, I've downloaded all the apps that I need, and you know, I'm just so used to it the way I'm used to it. And it's like, I don't want to go over and have to restart my life and figure stuff out, you know? Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think that I need some more little intros like Danny's random thoughts or stuff like that. They had a nice green folding. Well, let's check that out. So you said it's what'd you call it? Microsoft Surface Neo. Microsoft Surface Neo. So it's like, okay. It's like a folding iPad or something, like two iPads put together, I mean, or two whatever tablets put together. That's what I'm seeing here. I love it that, man, it's like hard. It's hard to be in the tech review business. Man, so many people are already like, they just do it. They beat you to it, beat you to the punch. I like when I did a review on the DJI goggles, and I'm like, listen, these have been out for a long time, but the fact of the matter is there's still people that don't know, and they might be going, hey, it's, a year later, is this relevant? Should I get this? You should put a GoPro on Whiskey and see if he cries when you leave today. Yeah, actually we do, and I'll talk about this in the 2020 time, but we do have like a outdoor little camera thing that actually you can see, you can talk, you can hear him, and you can shoot, like you can give him treats as well. Like you can flip a treat up and it shoots it out to him. It's pretty cool. So we do, when I do leave like that, like and leave him outside, he will cry, but because he's not used to being without us. It's like we spoil him way too much. He doesn't like to be alone, which is funny because we're very fortunate to have the jobs we have, where I'm just working weekends. So like this weekend, today I'm gone for a little bit. I'll be gone for a while, but Emma will come home from work. And so he's only going to be outside for like a couple hours. And then, the other times that I'm usually working, Emma's home. And during the week, I'm pretty much home. And now we have 2 cars, so it's great. So I'll take him out on adventures, and we'll have some fun. Yeah, Whiskey's chilling. But it would be cool. One of these times I will put a GoPro on him. He's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. He's cute, man. Look at that dog. He's such a cutie. Whiskey. Say hi. He's funny. All right. Well, that's about it. Unless there's anything else you guys want to talk about. That's about it for the morning show. Don't forget to, if you're watching after the fact, leave a comment. Let me know. I would love to know your thoughts as this goes forward. I appreciated Josh's feedback yesterday. He said that, he really likes listening to this. I'm not making this to for it to be a huge thing and a huge success. If we get more people, I would be very happy because it's just, that's just one way to kind of grow and doing what you're doing. But at the same time, I'm enjoying this for what it is. So, and these solo shows, it's kind of nice trying to get better at being solo. But I know they're a little bit more fun with Scotty D and other people. So you'd like to see more morning show? Okay, well that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at trying to make this a Monday through Friday thing, and we'll see what happens. And I like the fact that some people it's nighttime for them, and they'll wait till the morning and watch it, so you don't have to. I talk to you guys in the chat, but I'm not engulfed in the chat. So if you don't know what the chat is, the chat's right there. Ding. Cool. All right. Well, if you want more, if you want to hear some more stuff, make sure you go over to my DLive, DLive.com or DLive.tv/DListen. It is delightful. And if my last name was Frost, it would be Defrost. Right? That's weird. I need more of those sound bites with Scotty D. All right. Well, if I don't see you on D-Listen tomorrow in the afternoonish kind of time, which would be like, let's see, what time is it? Whatever time it is right now for you watching live right now, it would be like maybe 2 or 3 hours from now. Tomorrow. Just go over there, subscribe, and you'll get a notification if you have it on your phone or whatever. All right. Thanks again for watching. Have a great weekend. And you waste so many Linos on deal. It happens to me too. I get all the Linos and I pass them on to other creators. So you guys take care and get creative, get motivated, and do it all. Morning and bye. See ya, Drunk Kings Darwin. By the way, thanks for putting me on to watching that show yesterday. I need to get back onto that. So keep me updated on if that goes back on. That was good. Good stuff. He's a good host. I should collaborate with him. That's a good idea. We'll work that out. All right. See you guys later. Bye.